Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that nobody really says out loud, but everybody knows deep inside. At some point in your life, you are going to break. You're going to shatter in ways you didn't see coming. Maybe life will pull the rug out from under you. Maybe you'll lose the person you thought you couldn't live without. Maybe you'll fail at something you were sure you'd succeed at. Maybe life will hand you pain so heavy you'll feel like you're suffocating under its weight. And here's the brutal truth. When that happens, nobody is coming to save you. Yeah, you'll get sympathy. Yeah, a few people will pat you on the back and say, "Stay strong." But the actual work of picking yourself up, of dragging your broken body and your wounded soul out of the dirt, of rebuilding who you are from the ground up, that work will be yours alone. And that's terrifying. But it's also the most powerful thing you'll ever do. Let me start with a story. There was this guy I knew. Let's call him Arjun. From the outside, Arjun had it all. He was the golden boy. Good career, good relationship, solid group of friends. He had the kind of life people look at and think, "Man, that guy has it figured out." But then, life happened. His relationship, the one he thought was forever, crumbled. He found himself alone, in an empty apartment, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering what the hell went wrong. On top of that, he lost his job. The company downsized, and suddenly, the thing that gave him status, pride, and routine was gone. He told me once, "I felt like my life had been bulldozed, and I was standing in the ruins with nothing but my bare hands." And here's the thing. When you're in that place, nobody can fix it for you. Your friends can bring you food. Your family can call and check in. But at 3 a.m., when the memories attack you, when the loneliness gnaws at your bones, when the self-doubt whispers in your ear, you're alone. And it's in that aloneness where the rebuilding begins. See, we're raised to believe in rescue. As kids, we're told that if we cry, someone will pick us up. If we fall, someone will bandage the wound. If we're lost, someone will come looking. But adulthood? Adulthood is a whole different beast. Nobody's checking under your bed for monsters anymore. The monsters live in your head, and you're the only one who can face them. And that's where so many people get stuck. They keep waiting for the perfect mentor, the perfect partner, the perfect sign from the universe to tell them what to do. But let me be honest with you, waiting is just another form of dying. You can't sit around waiting for someone to rebuild you. They won't. They can't. Because rebuilding is not about others. Rebuilding is about you deciding, "I am not going to die here. I am not going to stay broken. I am not going to let this be the end of me." There comes a moment in every collapse where you get to choose. You can stay down, or you can rise. And rising doesn't look glamorous. Forget the Instagram quotes about rising like a phoenix. Let me tell you what rising really looks like. It looks like dragging yourself out of bed when you don't want to. It looks like cooking your own damn meal when you'd rather starve. It looks like going for a walk when the weight of depression tells you to stay curled up in the dark. It looks like saying, "I will try again today," even when yesterday was a disaster. Rising is messy. Rising is ugly. Rising is slow. But rising is everything. Now let's be real. Rebuilding yourself alone is lonely as hell. There are going to be nights when you sit on your floor, surrounded by silence so loud, it hurts. Nights when you wonder if you'll ever feel okay again. Days when you feel invisible, like the world is moving on without you. And in those moments, it's easy to think, what's the point? Why even try? But here's the secret. That loneliness, that silence, that empty space, That's not punishment. That's the construction site. That's the workshop where the new you is being built. Think about it. When a house is being rebuilt, it has to be emptied first. The walls get torn down. The old furniture is hauled out. The place looks barren before it looks beautiful. That's you. You're the house under renovation. The loneliness is just the scaffolding. When you rebuild yourself alone, you discover something priceless: self-reliance. See, most people live their lives leaning on crutches. They lean on relationships for validation. They lean on jobs for identity. They lean on routines to distract them from their pain. But when all of that is stripped away and it's just you, raw, exposed, wounded, you learn how strong you actually are. You learn that you can sit with your pain and not be destroyed by it. You learn that you can fail and still wake up the next day. You learn that you can carry yourself when nobody else will. And let me tell you, once you taste that kind of strength, you'll never see yourself the same way again. People think rebuilding yourself is about some grand, dramatic transformation. But no, rebuilding is about small wins stacked over time. It's about celebrating the day you finally cook a decent meal for yourself. It's about patting yourself on the back when you go for a jog instead of collapsing on the couch. It's about smiling because you finally laughed, genuinely laughed, after months of numbness. These tiny victories are the bricks. One by one, you lay them down. And before you know it, you've built something solid. Arjun, the guy I mentioned earlier, told me once, "At first, my only win was brushing my teeth and making my bed. That's it." But slowly, those wins grew. One day, I was jobless, broken, and lost. A year later, I had a new career, a stronger body, and a sharper mind. But it all started with brushing my teeth. Don't underestimate the small stuff. That's where the magic hides. Here's the beautiful part about rebuilding yourself alone. You don't have to rebuild into who you used to be. That version of you is gone. Let it go. Rebuilding is your chance to reinvent, to decide, who do I want to be now? What kind of life do I want to create? Maybe you always dreamed of starting that business. Maybe you always wanted to travel, learn an instrument, write a book. Maybe you just wanted to be free from the opinions of others. Guess what? The collapse gave you a blank slate. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it broke you. But it also cleared the board. Now, you get to draw again. And that's not weakness. That's power. You know the myth of the phoenix, the bird that burns to ashes and rises again. Everyone talks about the rising, but nobody talks about the burning. The burning is brutal. The burning hurts. But without the burning, there is no rising. So when life burns you down, don't just curse it. Look into the ashes, because hidden in that destruction is the raw material for your next chapter. Pain is not just pain. Pain is fuel. Pain is the fire that forges the steel in your soul. If you've suffered, if you've been abandoned, if you've been betrayed, if you've lost, congratulations. You now carry the kind of fire most people will never know. Use it. People ask me, why does it have to be alone? Why can't rebuilding happen with someone holding your hand? Here's why. When you rebuild yourself alone, you take ownership. It's yours. Nobody can say, you only made it because of me. Nobody can threaten to leave and take your strength with them. When you rebuild alone, your strength is yours. Your confidence is yours. Your survival is yours. And that means nobody can ever take it away again. So, if you're sitting here tonight listening to me and you feel broken, let me say this to you. I know it hurts. I know you feel like you can't do this. I know you feel alone. But hear me. You are enough to rebuild yourself. You don't need permission. You don't need saving. You don't need the old version of your life back. All you need is the decision to rise, the decision to take one small step today, the decision to believe, even in the faintest whisper, that your story isn't over. Because it's not over. It's just beginning. When you're sitting in the middle of your brokenness, with tears running down your face, it's easy to believe you'll stay there forever. But what you don't realize in that moment is that the very act of surviving that night, of breathing through that pain, is the first quiet proof that you already carry the strength to rebuild yourself from the inside out. Rebuilding yourself alone doesn't mean you'll never feel lonely. It means you'll learn to dance with your solitude, to turn silence into a friend, and to discover that the most unshakable companionship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. Every single brick you place in the rebuilding process, whether it's forcing yourself out of bed, applying for one more job, or speaking kindly to yourself instead of cruelly, becomes a hidden monument to your resilience, a monument nobody sees but everybody will feel in the way you shine later. People will tell you to be strong, as if strength is some sudden choice, but the truth is that strength is born in the 1,000 tiny moments you wanted to quit but didn't, the 1,000 nights you cried but kept moving, and the 1,000 times you told yourself, just one more step. Rebuilding yourself alone means writing a new definition of yourself, piece by piece, without letting the ghosts of who you used to be or the voices of who others think you should be dictate the blueprint of the person you're becoming. Before long, you'll look up and realize you've built something unshakable. And then when someone asks you, how did you survive? How did you come back from that? You'll smile and say, I rebuilt myself, alone.